Happy Thursday, you all. I hope your day is going well. So, I wanted to just connect with you all. I feel like it's been a while since I made a video. So, I wanted to do this Transparency Thursday via video. And so, today, my Transparency Thursday is going to be discussing how I did not know how I was going to pay for graduate school. Now, that may seem a bit shallow to some, but for us, it really was a huge barrier because we had taken out debt for undergrad and we decided that we did not want to take out debt for grad school. It just was something that we didn't want to do. And so we committed to that very early on. We said, if we can't, get the tuition waive, if we can't receive a scholarship, if we can't pay for it without loans, then this isn't the time for us to go. So Kiana was in her last year of undergrad. I was out of school. I was working. I actually was working a minimum wage job. Very depressing, very sad uh, time in my life. And so I definitely was looking for an out. And for me at the time, grad school was it. So there was definitely a lot riding on me getting into this program and being able to go. So when I was admitted, I was excited because half the battle was over. And we went on to, you know, the admittance day that they had, and it was there that we learned about the different graduate assistantship opportunities. I should mention when Kiana got in, she got a scholarship because she's just so smart. I mean, she's brilliant. It's one of the things that drew me to her and that attracted me to her. And so, my nickname for her is actually Yale, and that's another story for another time. But anyway, we attended the admittance day, and they had a financial aid session where we learned about different ways to pay for grad school, and one of those ways were through graduate assistantships. And so that gave us so much hope because we had a lot of experience in the undergrad. We worked different jobs and we had different positions, and it was just something that we felt, that we could do. So we applied for them the same day. Yes, we were thirsty, but we were also determined and ambitious. And we applied, and looking at those and thinking back on it, it was very competitive. I mean, those positions are, they're really professional positions. Graduate assistantships, honestly, is like reduced, you know, labor or reduced cost to do professional work is to reduce salary. And there's a lot of talk about that now, but I digress. Anyway, we we applied, and for full transparency, I remember feeling inadequate for a lot of those positions. It was like, oh my goodness, like how can I, you know, do this? Like there was one, I think either myself or Kiana applied for like an eating disorders graduate assistantship to be like a facilitator to talk about eating disorders. And it was like, well, I'd never learned anything about eating disorders. I don't know the first thing about it, but we applied anyway. I mean, we just literally applied for every position because there were only 10 graduate, there were only 10 tuition waivers that our school was going to offer us. So it didn't matter if 20 of the students, and we had like 128 students in our class, so it didn't matter if all 128 of us received graduate assistantships. Only 10 of us were receiving tuition waivers, and a tuition waiver is basically it waives your tuition, and you only have to cover the fees. And with graduate assistantships, you receive a stipend as well, so that could help us cover the fees and living expenses and things of that nature. So we applied, and like we didn't hear anything for like a month, and then like after a month, like we both started receiving these rejection letters, and it was, a really discouraging time, but we remained faithful. And actually, there's a really cool testimony for believers watching. I so Kiana, again, I mentioned she's so brilliant, and so like she praise danced in undergrad, and there was an award ceremony where she received two awards as well, but she was requested to like do a praise dance as part of this ceremony. So we went to that, and then uh, she received her award, and then afterwards there was a social. So, this is on our campus, and long story short, there is a guy. His name is Dr. Brown. He is a retiree, but he was the director or dean of the Office of Minority Student Affairs. Oh no, his name is Dean Jeffries. So somehow I meet Dean Jeffries. And then when I learned of his role, I immediately shared, oh my gosh, we applied for graduate assistantships there. We haven't heard anything back, but we would love an opportunity to interview. And so he requested that we send him our resume and cover letter. And you better believe that I had that in to him within 20 minutes of leaving that event. And to my surprise, he responded that Monday morning saying that it was a pleasure meeting both of us, and he reviewed our resumes, and he contacted the current dean or director, whatever their title is, for overseeing OMSA, Office of Minority Student Affairs, where like the TRIO programs and the McNair Scholars Program and all of those programs are ran through. So, uh, like maybe a day or two later, the director reaches out uh, to us for interviews, and we of course accepted. I don't know where Kiana was. I don't know why I interviewed first, but I had my interview before she had her interview. And so I drove down, and I guess drove up because it was north, and I stayed with some friends. I only packed a day's worth of clothes, and that was just a really funny time. Like I packed the only suit that I had. That was a suit that I took my graduation photos in. That I didn't wear it to graduation, but it was my only suit. And so I packed that suit from the Goodwill, and I went and I interviewed, and it went very well. But I felt the need to maximize my time on campus, so I went to the School of Social Work, where I was connected with the director of uh, graduate enrollment, and her name's Cheryl Street. Probably not watching this, but if you all, hey, and she invited me to interview the next day. Now I said I packed a day's worth of clothes, so I had to go to Target, buy new underwear, buy a new tie, because your boy was on a budget. So I just said, just one thing at a time, and I uh, bought a UIUC tie. So corny, but I knew I was returning the tie, and I had to buy some underwear. And so I interviewed, and the interview just went so well. There was such a peace, and I returned back to work that Friday. Um, so I drove down that Tuesday, interviewed Wednesday for OMSA, interviewed Thursday for School of Social Work, returned Friday. That Tuesday morning, I received an offer from the School of Social Work. The School of Social Work responded first before OMSA. OMSA didn't respond for like another month or two. for us, which was a really stressful time for Kiana looking back. But they were very much so, very nice and very kind. We got the positions for OMSA as well, but I received a position for the School of Social Work, which came with the tuition waiver. And then, fun fact, Kiana actually received the last tuition waiver. And I just wanted to share that story with you all just to encourage you to believe in yourself, to hold on to faith, to have hope in whatever your desires are and whatever goal you're pursuing and whatever dream you're chasing. You never know what's going to happen. I don't care how many rejections you've received, it isn't over until it's over. And sometimes you can receive the greatest surprise in the last minute. So hold on to faith. I encourage you to exercise your faith. And if you are currently, exercising your faith, comment in the comment section below. Let me know, what is it that you're, exercising your faith in. Is it, getting out there and applying for new positions? Are you applying to graduate school? Are you applying to a new program? Are you having a career change? Let me know what it is that you're pursuing. Maybe you are embarking upon journal article that you're trying to write, or you're trying to become a supervisor. Some of you may be studying for your licensure exam. I know I have a few friends studying for it, and I am so proud of you, and I am rooting for you, and I believe in you, but you have to believe in you. So let me know in the comment section below how you're exercising your faith. Thanks so much for watching, and until I see you next time, be you, be great.